Hello, this is Gihan Pereira. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't think it's too late, is it, to still say a Happy New Year? So, Happy New Year. I wish you all the best for a very successful year ahead. And because this is the time that many people are thinking about planning and change and strategy for the year ahead, I want to talk today about one kind of very high return on investment change that you can make in your business, in your organization. We know that there's been a lot of external change in the last few years, whether it's from a global pandemic or artificial intelligence or supply chain issues or finding the right people or the high cost of living. And we know that in the future, there's going to be even more uncertainty and change and, well, let's face it, disruption. And in my role as a futurist, I often talk to leaders and their teams about thinking about whether they should be considering disrupting themselves. I say disrupt yourself before a competitor or something else in the world comes along and does it for you. Now, some organizations and some teams absolutely need to disrupt themselves. Otherwise, they're vulnerable to external change. But not everybody needs to do that. And the challenge with disrupting yourself is that big change takes a lot of work, a lot of resources, and even a change in mindset. And the good news is you don't always have to do that. So today, I want to talk about the exact opposite of disrupt yourself, which is make a small change. And we call this a pivot. And sometimes a small change done well and done intentionally can create huge opportunities. And when I work with leaders, I talk about 7 different kinds of pivot. Let me give you one example. So just over 100 years ago, there was a man named William Wrigley, and he used to sell baking powder. And whenever a customer ordered some baking powder for him, when he packaged it up and sent it out in delivery, he included a couple of packets of chewing gum, just free as a gift, as a thank you for them being a customer. And what he discovered, to his surprise, was that after a while, the customers were valuing and they were looking forward to the chewing gum more than they were to the baking powder. So he decided to focus more on the chewing gum, and eventually that became his main product. And that's where Wrigley's chewing gum comes from. So this is an example of a pivot. This is a side pivot where you look at some accessory or freebie or low-cost thing that you just include with your main product or service. It doesn't seem to have much value to you, but you might find that your customers like it. And if they like it enough, then you might amplify or elevate that part of your business operation so that that product, that little side product that you didn't really care about, takes on more importance and relevance. Now, it doesn't mean that it'll become the main product in your business or your organization, but you may just want to do the pivot where you amplify and elevate its importance. It's just one of the 7 ways that you can pivot to find new opportunities. If you'd like to know more about them, there's a worksheet that you can download here called The Power of the Pivot, and it'll help you go through these 7 pivot opportunities for yourself and with your team to identify ways that you can make a small change that makes a huge difference. And I hope this will help you with your planning for 2024. I'll see you in the future.